Trade tensions between the United States and Canada have taken center stage once again. President-elect Donald Trump's announcement of a proposed 25% tariff on Canadian imports has raised eyebrows and alarm bells on both sides of the border. The reasoning: concerns over illegal immigration and drug trafficking, particularly involving fentanyl. But what does this mean for one of the world's most interconnected trade relationships? Let's dive into the complexities, historical context, and potential consequences of these tariffs to understand their far-reaching implications. The US and Canada share one of the world's most robust trade relationships, valued at an impressive $900 billion annually. This deep economic connection, cemented by agreements like the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, has weathered many storms. Yet it has also been its share of disputes. For example, back in 2018, tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminium ignited a tit-for-tat exchange, with both nations imposing measures that disrupted industries and strained relations. Fast forward to today, and we find ourselves at the cusp of yet another potential trade war, this time with stakes that could reshape the future of North American trade. Trump's latest proposal applies a sweeping 25% tariff on all Canadian imports. This move, justified by concerns over immigration and drug trafficking, has already begun to ripple through economic markets. The Canadian dollar has shown signs of depreciation, and industries on both sides of the border are bracing for disruptions. Supply chains could be significantly affected, leading to increased costs for businesses and consumers alike. Industry leaders and economists are voicing strong opposition. They warn of cascading consequences, from job losses to higher prices at grocery stores and retail outlets. At this point, it's worth pausing to consider: do these measures reflect a strategic policy shift, or are they a negotiation tactic in Trump's broader economic playbook? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and share this video if you are finding it insightful. Canadian Prime Minister has been vocal in his criticism of these tariffs, dismissing the notion of Canada becoming the 51st US state as a mere distraction. He has made it clear that Canada will retaliate. Unlike the targeted measures seen in 2018, this time the response could be sweeping, potentially encompassing nearly all US exports to Canada. Such broad countermeasures would escalate tensions, creating a feedback loop of economic strain that could harm both nations. Canada's strategy might include export taxes on critical commodities like oil, uranium, and potash, resources that are vital to the US economy. Imagine the ripple effects: higher energy costs, strained nuclear power operations, and rising fertilizer prices affecting American farmers. These moves aren't just retaliatory, they are strategic pressure points designed to bring the US back to the negotiation table. Canada isn't the only country in Trump's crosshairs. His tariff proposals also extend to Mexico, China, and European Union, and even BRICS nations. Each of these moves carries its own set of challenges and consequences. For instance, a 25% tariff on Mexican imports aims to address similar concerns about immigration and drug trafficking. However, this policy risks alienating a key trade partner and disrupting the integrated supply chains that many US businesses depend on. Similarly, Trump's 10% tariffs on Chinese imports revives memories of the 2018 trade war, which led to increased costs for American consumers and businesses. And let's not forget the proposed 25% tariffs on EU exports, a move that could send shockwaves through industries like automotive and luxury goods. What about the unprecedented 100% tariff on BRICS nations? Such a measure could destabilize global trade, prompting widespread retaliation and creating an economic domino effect. The question remains, is this aggressive approach a means to an end or a gamble with global economic stability? Share your perspective in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Analysts are ringing alarm bells about the potential economic fallout. Disrupted supply chains, increased consumer prices, and reduced economic growth are just the tip of the iceberg. According to a report by Oxford Economics, Canada could face a recession by mid-2025 if these tariffs go into effect, with GDP potentially falling by 2.5% and inflation surging to 7.2%. In the US, the impact could be equally severe. Industries reliant on Canadian imports, from automotive to agriculture, would feel the squeeze. Small businesses in particular could struggle to adapt to higher costs, potentially leading to layoffs and closures. Meanwhile, consumers would likely bear the brunt through higher prices on every goods. It's a lose-lose scenario that highlights the interconnected nature of modern trade. Despite the rhetoric, there are hints that Trump's tariff plans might not be set in stone. Reports suggest that certain critical imports could be exempted, potentially softening the blow. However, Trump's public denials and insistence on the tariff's importance add a layer of uncertainty. Are we witnessing a calculated negotiation strategy, or is this brinkmanship at its most dangerous? The US-Canada relationship is more than just trade. It's a partnership rooted in shared values, security, and cultural ties. However, modern challenges, from tariffs to geopolitical tensions, test this bond in unprecedented ways. Key agreements like the Canada-US Free Trade Agreement and NAFTA have paved the way for decades of economic growth. Yet recent years have shown how quickly these gains can be jeopardized. The steel and aluminum disputes of 2018 were a stark reminder of how fragile trade relationships can be in the face of political shifts. Today's tariff threats only amplify those lessons, raising questions about the future of North American economic integration. As we navigate this tumultuous period, one thing is clear: the stakes are incredibly high. The proposed tariffs could reshape not just the US-Canada relationship, but also the broader dynamics of global trade. Will these measures lead to meaningful reforms, or will they backfire, causing economic pain on both sides of the border? Only time will tell. For now, it's a waiting game. Both nations stand to lose if tensions escalate further, but the potential for negotiation offers a glimmer of hope. Let's keep the conversation going. Like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated on this critical issue. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.